Man, Poland's not pulling out any punches here. They've got the A team.
Indeed, and we're actually gonna get into the first one, which is Yo Salvation, a portrait 9.5 difficulty name, which pretty much just means for the players, well, this is a portrait 9.5 if you don't want to go a 10 or a 9. And because of the difficulty name, that leads me to believe that it is a Lapinia map, which is a mapper, a forthcoming unranked graveyard mapper, pretty much, who maps really difficult jumps and space streams. And that's also what this map is about.
Yes, as you can clearly see, there is a lot of emphasis on the jumping patterns here. Lots of stars and very varying degrees of triangles as well.
Indeed, and it's just gonna get even more intense. The beginning is actually the part where most players should build up combo. There's gonna be a huge, long stream section where you have just a bunch of space streams, which are just really hard to hit. But I can expect a few 700 combos at least.
Yeah, I do believe Wolf's screen is broken. He seems to have missed.
Well, it might just be the standard Wolf of messing up. I mean, it wouldn't be beyond him, to be honest.
Oh, I know. I just like to poke fun. He is one of our best players. Really cool guy, too. I've gotten a chance to play a few games with him. I remember when we did the interview with him, he literally would not do the interview unless I played a full round of Left 4 Dead 2 with him, which was absolutely crazy because he had me playing the hardest difficulty. We managed to survive, but it was rough.
Yeah, well, Wolf is kind of the guy who has all these special requirements to be able to work with him. I mean, I can understand, I can see him requiring you to play Left 4 Dead with him, because we also have a bunch of requirements because of my own personal experience with playing him with him in a tournament in the same team. It just he's definitely a handful. Like, it's really hard to get him to appear to matches. So I'm surprised the Team Poland has made him appear to this one.
I just imagine now you've got this really dark picture painted for me, Forrest. I just imagine they have poor Wolf chained up and they're like, "You play and you win."
Look, if we had that, I would actually be happy, because that would be the only chance, the only choice we have left if you really want to make it work. I mean, we all have his phone number and we still cannot make him appear on matches because he's like, well, I didn't know there was a match.
Oh man. Bubble Man, very impressive accuracy there, finding himself a miss, but that accuracy is on point.
Yeah, the accuracy, it shouldn't be too hard if you're comfortable on 205 BPM streams, which is this map. The original version is, I think, 192 or 195. It is better, so it's around 205. But it shouldn't be too hard to get good accuracy on it, because it's not too hard to read. The only way you're gonna lose accuracy is if you completely over on the stream, or it's just miss aim, like Wolf just did.
Yeah. Bubble Man writing oops.
Yeah, players on this kind of caliber should be able to keep a consistent pace with the streams.
Ooh, Carthy actually tanking there. Brought it right back though.
Yeah, this is pretty much the hard part where you have all these space streams coming in, and if you lose stamina, which can definitely happen, then you just pretty much die on the stream.
Well, I mean, this is definitely a decent time to warm up, and I mean, if you really need to have limber fingers, a stream map like this is definitely going to be something that you want to play.
Indeed, even though we don't have too many 200 BPM streams in the entire map form, it's only rather going to be something like the Camellia Map, which is 180 BPM death streams. Not as fast, but I guess it's one way to get your fingers going.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but I always try to go for a little bit of a higher BPM, even if I'm going to tackle something on the low side. It's just easier to be limber.
Yeah, I completely understand that because sometimes you just want to get your fingers moving. As long as you have enough finger control so you can swap or just change between BPMs really quickly, you're good to go with that kind of approach. But some people just can't really do that, so they stay on the BPM, so they like have it almost ingrained in their muscle memory. You know, I played like 5 180 BPM, 3 maps, so the next one is gonna be like the exact same BPM, should be fine.
Yeah, burnout also can happen too. I mean, you can over practice and then it just destroy you. But that is our first warm up there, and we see some pretty impressive accuracies coming from Bubble Man, Rock as well. Rafis hi- pulling the highest accuracy there, very impressive, 98.28% with only 150 and two misses. Scary.
Indeed, players like Rafis are pretty much the guys who really like these high star rating maps, which just test raw difficulty, and you can definitely see that. I mean, just by his performance. But this is just the warm up, and the second one is gonna come in, which is a Camellia Map, which I actually never saw before. So we're gonna have to go in blind, unless Cetrel has a bit more input to this map.
Unfortunately, I cannot say that I've seen this one. I've heard this song definitely, but the difficulty name throws me off, so I can't say that I've actually seen this. This should be interesting.
Yeah, well, at least the song name I think is gonna bring me to the conclusion that this is made by Megatruck. At least is what I would conclude. But it's gonna be interesting. I never really heard of that mapper, so let's get surprised.
Here we go. It looks like Doomsday is hopping in for this next warm up. That should be pretty interesting.
Coming in. So it's pretty much changing the entire roster of Poland to give every single one of the 8 players a chance to play. Because this might be their last map, or the last match in general, so at least they give everyone a chance to kind of show off in the, at least in the warm-up.
Yeah, definitely not a bad idea to give everybody a chance to warm up. I mean, of course, some of our teams don't have a full 8 roster, but those that do definitely can take advantage of the 2 warm ups by giving everyone a solid shot, getting everybody in the hot seat. Definitely makes it a little bit easier, especially when you have to worry about, you know, getting a pick that some of your players might not be confident with, and you having that backup player for that specific map being warmed up. I feel like that is something that a lot of the teams suffer from. Um, I can't for sure say that they're not warming up when not playing a match. I'm not sure what they do. Um, but that being said, it feels like sometimes when you see a player be brought in, it's that player that ends up dropping, and I feel like that might just be due to the fact that they didn't get a chance to play beforehand, or stress of being like, "Hey, we need you." Like that's got to be nerve wracking.
Indeed, there's just so many factors coming in. For example, some players in a team watch the match while you're playing, and then they're like, "Oh no, guys, we didn't make it," or "Yeah, good job, guys." And then they're like, "Well, you gotta play now," and then you respond with, "Wait a second, I just watched the match, and I might need a little bit of warm up." And that's kind of also one of the reasons why some people mess up a lot when coming in.
Yeah, everybody dropped on that first slowdown section except Doom. He held the drop.
Yeah, completely rigged. He should have seen it coming. I mean, I think he's the only one who really saw it coming because that just such are really hard to side read. And I think this might be even Doomsay's or UK's pick in this case.
And even with that very impressive full combo from Doom, Poland still has the score advantage. Dooms will drop that combo as well.
Yeah, mostly thanks to accuracy. If you look across the board, Photonic has a 98% accuracy and a really good combo to boot. And then you have other people like Rich Crew and Spider currently trying to keep the best in the accuracy and combo department. But this is a Camellia map, and as you can see, Camellia maps tend to be really hard in terms of sliders. And Scorby 2 isn't gonna have you in there at all, so we can see a lot of the accuracies dropping. And those are some really interesting sliders. Has a
Yeah,
bit
the
of
slider art is definitely cool. Sorry about that, Forrest.
no problem. I was just about to talk about Scorby 2 and what actually is the difference with Scorby 1, because you need to think about it when playing maps like such as these. Because in Scorby 2, which we use for this tournament, uh, the accuracy is getting counted for these sliders. So these sliders aren't just 300s like they used to be in single player. They do factor in how well you hit them. And that is going to make a big difference in accuracy, as you can see across the
And
board.
they don't they also aren't they also affected by release time as well?
They're not. The release time is pretty much the same as it was beforehand. So you just gotta follow the slider properly to get at least the 300. But you don't really need to release it properly like in Mania.
Well, no, not so much releasing properly, but if you don't move the cursor out to the very
Oh
end
yeah,
of the
yeah,
zone,
sure.
yeah, because like you said in Score V1, you can literally just tap those bad boys and go.
Yeah, but I think that kind of aspect is gonna stay the same for Story 2. It's just the slider head, the start of the slider being the change.
Yeah.
Plus, Story 2 actually limits the score to 1 million. 70% of that being combo. So if you just for combo, you get 700,000 points. And the other aspect is 30% accuracy. In total, you get a 1 million score if you play perfectly.
All right. That being said, that one is out of the way. We'll be getting into the bans and picks in just a moment, guys. And definitely get the support out for the team you want to see take this victory. Do you want to see the UK boys win it, or will our Poland destroyers manage to crush yet another victim? I know I said that a little dark. But also remember, guys, you can also pick up team banners if you have not yet already. They not only make your profile page look awesome, they show the support for the team that you want to have the banner for does take the World Cup. You will get to continue to hold that banner high, showing that you supported the winning team of OWC 2016.
Giving you a few bragging rights. Be like, yeah, like, I rooted for the right guys. I rooted for the winners.
I've actually
But
been pretty good about that. Not to toot my own horn, but the last couple of World Cups, I've picked the winning team. Now, mind you, I usually pick them in the round of 16. I don't go at the start of group stage, and then we started doing the banners at the round of 16. So then I started waiting till the semifinals to pick my banner to give myself a little bit more edge. But as of late, I haven't really been going off just like statistics alone. I decided to go with the U.S. flag for my banner this year, as they were previous champions last year. I want to show my support, and hopefully they'll be able to take another victory. But like the competition version of me is going, I don't think they got it this year. Like, but I hope I'm wrong. I would be super happy to be wrong.
there's nothing wrong with a little bit of bias if you're trying to root for somebody.
Yeah.
But in this case, well, let's see if we can actually make it true that USA is going to win this once again, or is Poland and United Kingdom going to perform phenomenally and be a real just threat in general to all the guys left in the winners bracket? Because both these teams have played phenomenally yesterday, and I think this is going to be definitely a really interesting match to watch. Because both these teams did have the same situation where they didn't quite perform, but now suddenly, in the last yesterday, they stepped up and were able to show what they're made of.
Very much so. And for those in Twitch chat asking where can you get the banner, there should be a link on the main page of the Twitch that would take you there. But if not, you can also find the banners at the OS store using the new website. Go to the store, and it will direct you to purchase a team banner if you'd like to. And remember, that will be shown on your current OS profile. I'm not 100% sure if they show on the new ones yet.
They do not.
They do not. Okay, so yes, it will be for the current form, and you don't have to worry about that. I do believe the store is only accessible through the new side, though.
Yeah, it's part of the new site. I think it says you integrate into it.
All right. Yes.
I don't know.
All right,
I
and
did throw out a support link as well, so Submarine Kid is a link to it.
all right, and we do get the first bands coming in, which is going to be United Kingdom is going to ban Double Time, which is Rain Hip song, a really jump heavy song, which is a good ban against Poland because they're double time monsters, and that's just something you don't want to play against them. And Poland is actually, on the contrary, going to ban Nomad, the Yoto Gibanashi map, which is 240 BPM, pretty much the fastest Nomad map out there currently. And that's a pick, actually, surprisingly enough, from Poland. Because they actually do have the speed advantage, but they might be scared because of the United Kingdom's performance yesterday on this song.
Yeah, the hip song got no type of love.
All right, and Poland is actually going to try and win by forcing an aim duel for now, which is Piranha, a Blue Dragon map. Interestingly enough, this map is just pretty much jumps. The beginning is really calm and should be the point where you build a combo, but then at the end you do have some really tricky jumps, the highest jumps or the highest star rating in the entire map. So this is gonna build up until the end. While in the middle you do have a short part of some sliders where the music goes, where the song itself goes a little bit ballistic. A little bit hard to time on Scorpio 2, but shouldn't be too much of a problem.
I should have known Blue Dragon map this. I'm sure I've actually seen this map before. It's got a fish background, don't it?
Piranha, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, it's pretty much like a standard Blue Dragon jump map. But I'm actually surprised this is getting picked by Poland and not by the UK, because from what I've seen, the UK has just the Bubbleman, Doomsday, Bahamut, and Changelite combination on jump maps. And I've seen them in community tournaments, which was like a warm-up for all USC, and they won against other teams just seeing pretty much every single jump map, which is absolutely insane. So picking that against the UK is gonna be a little bit questionable, but who knows how much Poland has actually prepared for this pick.
Yeah, time investment will definitely be seen here. I don't feel like Poland would go into something that they don't think they can win, so they must have had some practice with.
Yeah, well, on the other side of Poland, which crew really good at jumps? Rafis needs no introduction. Wolf and Amai Hachimitsu are all four really solid players for this. So I can see the Poland startup lineup currently is going to perform hopefully as good as they can.
All right, it looks like everything's going pretty smoothly here to begin with. Lots of back and forth battle for that score as accuracies go a little bit. And we are going to find a miss from Bahamut right before we get to the beat change here.
Yeah, those are some of the misses you should definitely be prepared for, because as easy as the beginning is, it's not a 100% free full combo, because nothing in Oath really is.
Carthy also finding a miss on the UK side. Raf is right behind him though, which is going to dampen that blow to the United Kingdom score a little bit. Mai Hachimitsu also finding a miss as well.
We do see the playing field leveled a little bit, but it's gonna come out down to the ending, I would imagine.
Ooh, Bahamut is also going to find yet another miss here, which is going to give Poland a little bit more breathing room. You could see the disapproval of Bahamut there, missing right there before that section ended. Bubbleman as well, so this is definitely giving Poland that chance that they need to really capitalize on the score here.
But then again, that is going to be a miss by Rich Q. And Bahamut, actually, I understand him being not really happy with his performance, because I know that he can perform way better than that. But it's just gonna come up to the next map for him to FC.
Ooh, the scores are very close right now, though. I mean, if the United Kingdom can keep this up, Doomsday holding that incredible combo. The only other one matching him is Wubwolf. I mean, Wubwolf will. Am I actually going to find a miss as well? This might actually give the United Kingdom a chance. There's not too much map left, though. But if they can stay consistent here, they might be able to pull back. And the score is flickered. Wolf drops. That is going to get Doomsday drops, but the score is still in the United Kingdom's favor. They might have this one.
Yeah, this is the hardest part of the entire map, and just look at the UK holding phenomenally on this part.
Yeah, Welch Q also finding a miss there. Not what they needed here. They were holding very consistently through the entire map, but as you said, towards the hardest part, it looks like their consistency fell apart, and that is when the UK boys buckled down.
Oh, Bubbleman and Bahamut. Absolute monsters, these guys.
And that will be the first point, breaking from Poland's pick. United Kingdom taking that one, making it 1-0 in favor of the United Kingdom at the moment. And now they have the next map pick. The next map pick is in their favor, which is going to be fantastic for them. They definitely needed that break point, but Poland is nowhere close to being out of this.
Yeah, this was, I would have really given UK the edge, and you do see they did perform. Despite some early misses by Bahamut, who didn't really like his performance, he stepped up for the last part of the map, and that's just a testament. UK is really good at FCing jumps. That's something you have to take away from them and respect. Picking jump, you pretty much only jump map into them wouldn't be necessarily the best kind of way to go about it, I'd say. And now the UK does have to pick. It's going to be interesting. Let's see, what could they potentially pick here?
It's really up in the air at this point. I mean, it could be anything.
All right, I'd maybe say something like Legend might be a good choice for them, which is pretty much normal, also very jump heavy. Or even something along the lines of Streaming Hard, like Bahamut, for example, performed really well yesterday. actually questioning, well, I'm not really good at hidden, and then suddenly I'm seeing it with just 4 100s, I believe. So they are going with the alternate pick, Cider, Thunder, Cider. And this pick is pretty much an old map, push it 9, 145 BPM streams or 290 BPM single taps. Depends on how you really want to look at it. The map is pretty much, because of approach it 9.0, it doesn't have a decimal setting. It is pretty hard to read. The node density is really high, so you see a lot of nodes at the same time, which is one of the factors making this map really hard to combo. The other fact is that the patterns sometimes just sporadically get thrown into your face. The difficulty is consistent, but then you have a few parts where they just throw a star into your face, which is 145 BPM stream, and you're gonna have to deal with that.
Yeah, that does not sound fun.
Indeed, and this being UK's pick, I think this is a little bit of a similar situation, but in this case they do have the information from yesterday where Poland played this. So, and they didn't perform too hard on it, so maybe the UK thought, well, we're gonna perform a lot better than that.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty educated pick based off that information, you know. UK definitely in it to win it. And as long as they can maintain that score lead on them, that's definitely a demoralizing kind of thing there. But Poland is not the kind of type to go down easy.
Indeed, some players to watch out for on the UK side is Bubbleman, who's really good at alternating, Bahamut, who's probably gonna single tap this, and Doomsday, who can pretty much do both, but I think he's gonna opt for a single tap. Wolfbot, on the other hand, you gotta mention that. Wolf is pretty much the god of old maps and is really good at alternating. If you think of people good at alternating, you think of Wolf and Rustbelt pretty much.
You know, Doomsday just fills me with so much hope for mouse players, though. I mean, like, every day I feel like mouse is getting lower and lower and more people are converting to tablets. And then you see somebody like Doomsday that just plays, like, amazingly. And that is a mouse. And it is a damn good mouse.
Well, I'd say a mouse isn't worth too much unless the player itself is really good, and you see that on Doomsday. But we also have a second mouse player in the lobby, which isn't playing currently, but is on the Polish side, which is Amai Hachimitsu.
Yes, and Amai is another person that just fills me with all types of glee. I myself only use a mouse. Ooh, Doomsday finding another miss, though. This might actually be a chance for Poland to capitalize. The score is definitely in their favor right now.
Yeah, we do see the powers of Raph is just single tap in this one, being the seasoned double turn player. No sweat there. And Wolf currently, Wolf being Wolf. But it's gonna be Rock making the difference currently with his combo. Rock, saying rock solid. He's pretty much one of the players who don't really get too much attention, but he's like one of the backbone members of the Polish team.
Yeah, this is looking to be in pretty good favor for Poland right now as they continue to stretch that score lead just further and further. Doomsday really having problems with misses on these tighter patterns.
Well, sometimes something might be off. Maybe that was because of the praising the mouse, now suddenly backfiring. Who knows? But Doomsday is definitely not gonna be too happy with this performance. But I don't know, really. Barometer also missed, so that's gonna be really lights out for the UK in this one. But I just wanna highlight one thing, Bubbleman, the 99.9% accuracy currently and holding strong. But we do see some stars at the end, so he might even drop or lose a lot of accuracy.
Yeah, Welch Q dropped, Rafis also dropped, but like there's not enough map to do anything about it. Very impressive play from Poland there. They are going to be able to secure that point. It's kind of a repeat of the last match, breakpoint over breakpoint. But now the real question is who's going to be able to take the next one. Will Poland, will we see another 6-1 situation, or will the United Kingdom be the one getting the 6-1? I want to see a tiebreaker.
Well, I can't really argue with that. Everyone, I guess, wants to really see a tiebreaker, seeing those two titans. But just highlighting Bubbleman once again, 100 FC. I expect the team to at least lose a bit of accuracy at the end, because those stars just catch you off guard really hard. But cool, Bubbleman just kept the accuracy. But on the other side, Wolf, Radfis, and Rock performed phenomenally to give them this win.
Yeah, Bubbleman definitely MVP of that match. Jesus. That was a very impressive play. Actually, going over the nil cap by 7,161 points.
Yeah, that was a really one-sided win, pretty much. But that was UK's pick, which is the interesting thing. But they're kind of trading picks currently, not really sure what they're good at and what the enemy's good at. I mean, Poland now is gonna start with the Streaming Heart pick, which is a jumpy hidden pick. And once again, a champion map against the UK. Let's see how well they will do this time around. Maybe hidden is gonna make a big difference, but I don't really think so.
Yeah, this should be pretty interesting. With it being hidden, I'm not 100% sure. I don't feel like that's going to stop the United Kingdom too much with control maps like this. It looks like they are swapping in OP James, which is probably a good idea there if hidden is going to be what is played. I, but at the same time, man, like Amai and Wubble Wolf, they both like most scores I see from them are either hidden hard rock, hidden double time. They're just so used to playing with mods. I really don't think things like this are going to affect them too much. It's really just going to be, it's anyone's game. I honestly don't know.
Indeed, like Ballman, Bahamut, Doomsday, no P-James, it's not gonna get any better than this for the UK side. Poland having Witch Crew, which is a really good hidden player, Mai Hachimitsu, decent enough on these jumps. Spider, I'm not too sure. I only saw him swapped in for some alternate maps. Would need to look up if he's also good at hidden, or just, look at him and see if he can perform for his team. And Wolf is the obvious choice for Poland. I'm actually surprised Rathis isn't in there, who did show some promise of hidden in some community tournaments. Something you aren't expected of him, but maybe Spider is gonna be Amai Hachimitsu is gonna be the better choice for him.
All right, we should be getting started in just a moment.
Once again, I'm gonna highlight Bahamut, Balman, and Doomsday in this case, especially Bahamut, who got a 4100 FC yesterday. Can he repeat that kind of performance? And just to showcase this map a little bit, it is a Val 008 map and it's focused completely on jumps with a few streams here and there. The key item, which you can see currently, is pretty much the hardest part of the entire map, where you have the highest amount of spacing between the jumps. A few streams here and there, but then it should be back to a little bit of a normal spacing between the key items. And we're gonna see pretty much the exact same key item spacing coming up pretty soon again. And some misses coming in, Amai Hachimitsu, Spider, and Wolf a little bit early on. Bahamut, Bowman still holding strong. Doomsday and OP James, despite an early miss, are having the combo advantage over Poland.
It does look like the score lead has went over to the United Kingdom at this moment, though, which is good for them, but it's not a very high score lead at all. Very close.
Oh, and we do see. Oh, I think there was a really uncharacteristic miss by Doomsday in this case, um, which is completely not good. Well, it is definitely not good for UK. Any kind of miss is not a good miss, but on this slow part and before another really slow part, this is gonna cost him quite a lot. I would love to see some Doomsday tools in the chat for that one.
Yeah, and Cider is actually going to also find a drop there. Not going to help Poland's advancement on that miss from Doomsday. Bahamut and Bubbleman both dropping though. That is really going to help Poland here. If the United Kingdom can hold it though, they might be able to pull, but Doomsday and Bubbleman both drop. The scores are getting very close. There's not much map left, and the scores do jump over to Poland's side at the last moment here. It looks like they're going to be able to take advantage of this and get this point. And that looks like it's going to be everything there. Poland is going to take that second point by quite a large margin there towards the end. Wiltz just, destroying it. Double S, 100%. Didn't really not see that coming. I mean, like, he plays hidden all the time. Very impressive play from Poland's side there.
Indeed, and it was UK's pretty much. It was only UK to lose this one because they were in the driver's seat with Bubbleman and Bahamut holding full combos. Was missing at the exact same pattern is going to unfortunately give the point advantage to Poland with Rich Crew's double S. Once again, gonna highlight that a double S on this kind of map. You see no SCs and then one SC coming in from the Polish side, and it's absolutely perfect. But then we do see the next pick. Buckling up once again, the United Kingdom is going to pick a legend. Another really jumpy pick this time around. I would have really expected this one to be picked by UK, and thankfully they're actually starting to pick their own strengths, which is going to be the jumps and the jumps. But Which Crew definitely has showed how good he is at jumps in the last map. So who knows? Yeah. Maybe the Polish side can finally get a win on more jumpy maps.
Yeah, United Kingdom picking this one next is definitely a good way. They need to build up for lost ground and bring it back to a even playing field. And this might be the map that they need to do it. But at the same time, Poland is definitely not holding any punches here. They're keeping their A game out. They want to try to end this as quickly as possible. And who can blame them, really? I mean, the United Kingdom has definitely been on their heels for every match we've seen so far. If they can manage to get another point, that's definitely what they're going to try to do.
Indeed, but this was pretty much the icebreaker for the pick exchanges. Now, hopefully, UK is going to follow suit and is going to win their own pick this time around. I mean, this is a map which is looking quite good for them because it is jumpy, it is 205 BPM, streams all around, jumps, pretty much everything you want for the UK. Pretty much they have every tool in their arsenal to be really good on this map. Bubbleman chains like Bahamut and Doomsday, the 4-way jump combo for this map.
Yes, and as I know, Welch Q does also as well use a mouse, and then sometimes they can use tablet as well, if I'm not mistaken. It does look like Amai Hachimitsu also uses mouse as well. Doomsday is just one that I've known to use mouse. He's also mouse only some really hard songs, and that means no keyboard used at all. But getting that out of the way, let's get right into Legend, and let's see where this takes us.
Indeed, this map, as I mentioned previously, it is jumpy, but something you got to look forward to also the streams. 205 BPM on OD9, so you've got to at least have some kind of mastery over this BPM. Plus, gotta be careful of these sliders. There are some wiggly parts in the beginning of the song which can mess up your combo, but the ending is gonna be where most of the jumps are gonna be at. Otherwise, consistent difficulty in the middle. We do see some early misses from Bahamut and Rapid and Wolf even earlier than that. And Which Crew actually Despite his earlier performance, he did miss early on. Only Rock having the FC on the proper side.
Yeah, it does look like Poland is able to take the early advantage here. We are getting closer to the end of the song, though, so it's not really early. My bad there. But it does look like it is very close. The United Kingdom is slowly starting to come back. But is it going to be enough? That's the question.
Yeah, they're gonna have to keep combo on the ending, which is the hardest part. The most intense jumps are gonna come in, and the sliders are just absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, Bahamut did drop, but we saw double drops from Poland's side. Bubbleman's also going to find a drop, but the score does go into the United Kingdom's favor. If they can hold here, they do have this one, and it looks like they might have it. And that is all they wrote there. United Kingdom is going to take that second point, bringing it 2-all. Awesome.
It did look like a fail by Bubbleman, but it wasn't enough. They did get their own pick finally. I mean, just look at Rock though. Despite all the odds, he did perform wonderfully for his team. The rest, unfortunately, underperforming just a little bit. But Rock with the 850 combo and the 98.82% accuracy, it's just gonna show how rock solid he really is in the team and how much of a really good player he is.
Yeah, not to mention, Bubbleman almost tanked there at the end as well. If you noticed, you could see their score and their HP almost hit the red zone at the very end of that map, which would have been devastating.
Indeed, but that was at least finally a win by UK on their own pick. So they traded picks and then they won on their own. You might even see a tiebreak if this pattern continues. But some of the A maps are actually gonna. That was actually one of the problems they had in the community tournament. They were winning every single A map, but once the A maps, pretty much after they ran out of them, that was the point where they lost most of the maps. And I don't know if this is actually gonna come back and haunt them in here, or if they actually do have some newfound skills they can work with the new players in the OWC UK lineup.
Yeah, we should be getting underway in just a moment.
Yeah, and the next pick is going to be Ichio Nashi, Sakura Zensen Ichio Nashi. Having a difficult name, a part of the song title. A little cheeky, no creativity, but at least, well, it does sound fancy. This map is a rather old map, from 2011 or around that kind of era. You can definitely see that when playing it, the snapping is there, the distance spacing is there, so you see almost the same spacing between every single jump in a row. But then you obviously, thank God, it's 2011, so you do have some variety here and there. But it is really hard to snap on some of these patterns, and it is 210 BPM, so a fairly speedy pick for Nomad at least.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. This should be pretty interesting though. I haven't really seen Doomsday do too much hard rock here lately, but I've got a good feeling that the United Kingdom might be able to do this. I mean, I know this is Poland's pick, but that would be amazing if the UK can score on that point.
Yeah, and in case someone noticed my blunder, this is a hard rock pick and not a Nomad pick, so we're gonna see a Pro 10 coming in for this one.
No problem for us. Looks like everybody holding pretty consistent through the first part here. We get into the next section.
Yeah, the beginning is a little bit straightforward, but these sliders and these just the single taps in general are gonna be hard.
And as straightforward as it is, Rafis and WilchQ both finding misses, which is unfortunate for them, as that score advantage will slowly go over to the United Kingdom. But Bahamut and James like also finding misses. Mai Hachimitsu also finding a miss as well.
We will see a few streams coming in for the solo, and then we're actually gonna see a full screen square. So that's might be just a deal breaker for most of these players if they miss on that one.
Yeah, it does look like Doomsday also found himself a miss. Doomsday finding another miss, allowing Poland to actually take score advantage, but it is flickering back and forth for the slightest of moments as it does go over to Poland in the end here. It's still very close, and with a lot of spinners here, those are very important as we've learned throughout this tournament. Wub will actually find a drop there. And that is going to put the score back over in the favor of the United Kingdom, going back and forth, toe and toe, neck and neck, slider and mouse. I mean, tablet and mouse. Man, I messed that up. There goes that pun.
Don't worry, I also messed up plenty of times, but Bubbleman did not mess up any single time so far, and he's holding a phenomenal accuracy to boot. I mean, just look at him go. And Bowman actually got the hard parts down and is still holding strong for his team.
Bahamut dropping on that diamond pattern there, not going to be good, but the score advantage for the United Kingdom right now is pretty good. We're getting into the last 15% of the map, and Amaha Tamitsu finding another miss there as the score continues to grow in favor for the United Kingdom. As long as they can stay consistent here, we will have yet another break point, and Wub actually dropping there. I do have to point one thing out. Rafis' spin speed is unrealistically fast.
But unfortunately, spinners aren't gonna make you win the game. It is going to be full combos with good accuracies, and Ballman is the right guy for that.
Very true. And the United Kingdom will take that 3-2 in favor of the United Kingdom.
I mean, that was pretty much Bowman saying witch coup. Don't worry, dude, I got this. I'm gonna pull a witch coup. Unfortunately, it's not a SS, but it might damn well be if it were Nomad, because this is hard rock, so it means the overall difficulty, the hit window from the nodes gets even smaller, and getting just 5/100 is a real feat.
Yeah, that is an incredible accuracy.
But that was Poland's pick, and they went back to trading picks. Maybe the UK can finally stop the curse of just trading picks and then winning their own. Hopefully, we do see a few more interesting picks from UK, but I don't really see any jump maps really left there for them.
And that might not be good. As if the jump maps are where they're going to pull their most points for, as if that's how you think it's going to go down, they're out of those. So things should get really interesting.
Oh, they might still have one last thing left, which is going to be Saigo. I do believe they can perform really well on it, and I did see them in the scrim, and they did definitely perform well on it. And I think that might be a good pick, but then they go for Big Brother. Against Witch Coup, who performed really well on it. Well, it's just one guy in that case, if all four of the UK side FC. But Big Brother is gonna be a really interesting pick in this case. Crochet 8 CS5 is gonna be the name of the game, and free mod means two players of each team have to pick a mod, so either hard rock or hidden. And both of these mods are really hard on this map. Hard rock makes it easy to read, but then again it makes it really hard to play in general. But hidden is gonna make it even harder to just read in general, but not too terribly difficult in raw difficulty.
All right, it does look like Bubbleman is going to be taking Hard Rock into this one, as he asked about his mod being applied and visible to the entire team. So this should be absolutely amazing. I feel like the approach rate 8 here isn't that bad, but I know a lot of the higher end players do have issues with it. I don't feel like Wub will have any type of issue with it, as like he's played old maps through and through. He's crushed scores on so many of them. I don't see this being a problem for him at all.
And these like people like Waffle are going to go either no mod or hidden. anything can really happen. Which crew is definitely going for hidden hard rock after that amazing FC yesterday with just, I believe, 400s, was it? And Cider is most likely going to go nomad, so is Amai Hachimitsu. On the other side, though, we do see Doomsday probably rocking with the hard rock. No, he's going nomad. Bowerman is going to be the hard rock guy, and OP James the hidden guy. Well, that makes sense in their lineup. Doomsday being an old style player is gonna be ready for the approach date coming in. Bahameta as well has really good reading. OP James, I'm gonna wish you good luck on this map with hidden. Oh, and I forgot Amaya Hachimitsu was the hidden hardware guy from yesterday, leaving Wolf with the hopefully safe FC on this one or no more.
We will find an early miss from Welch Q, as you said, but if Welch Q and Amai Hachimitsu can perform well on this, that score bonus is going to be absolutely monstrous. Bubbleman will find an early miss as well.
Well, Amai Hachimitsu did get a bunch of points yesterday for his team, despite not seeing, and that's enough sometimes for your team. But I believe the call was to give Wolf the easiest time to see this one, so he doesn't really have to pick him out for this one.
Yeah, and that consistency that Wub is going to bring to this is undeniable. I mean, these older maps, AR8, it doesn't really matter what AR it is for Wolf, especially if it's something older. He's stated numerous times, on my account at least, that older maps are a lot easier for him to play, so this is just his element here, and that's one of Poland's greatest strengths. This is almost a free double S, if not a double S, a very high accuracy S. But the scores are very close.
The strategy is to give Wolf the easiest time, but not forcing him on mods, which would maybe be the instinct for pretty much everyone to go, yeah, Wolf, this is an old map, go hit harder. Well, it definitely is going to pay off, but who knows, he might still miss, and it's all up to him, really, to lose this for the Polish side.
Yeah, my Hachimitsu actually finding another drop there, but Bubbleman finding a drop as well, kind of negating any of that extra point value that they could have gained. There is only about 100,000 points of difference, though. This is still anyone's game. The UK could come back through here and manage to pull that score back in their favor, but right now, Poland is holding strong.
Indeed, it's getting a little bit close sometimes because we do see Bahamut and Doomsday building combo, and Bowman did have a good combo early on, but lost it unfortunately. Well, we do still have the ending part where suddenly these streams get a little bit hard to aim, to just properly follow. Which might
OP
be a
James dropping there, just pretty much crushed it. Wub did lose his double S, but has not lost his combo, and that is going to play a huge part in giving Poland that extra score bonus that they need. Even when we get into these accelerated end streams here, unless we see like full-on tank from Poland, I do believe they might have this one. And there does come a drop from Wolf, but it's so late into it. And it looks like they are going to bring it back. 3-all. Man, this is a really great match. We might actually see a tiebreaker here.
Indeed, the strategy was to give Wolf the easiest time to have some sacrificial lamps. I'm gonna guess the Amai Hachimitsu in this case was a sacrificial lamp, but despite that, getting 500,000 points on Hidden Hard Rock was a good effort by him. And it just kind of paid off for the Polish side. OP James, thanks for trying your best, but Hidden is absolutely destructive on this map, and you can definitely see people struggling. OP James is a really good Hidden player, but that map is just brutal on Hidden.
Oh boy. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really care too much for this song.
Oh, well, that's a statement. It's gonna be Narrow World Domination How To, a double time pick of 225 ppm. is actually as standard as you can get really with map pools, to be honest, but the sliders are going to be really hard to egg because of Scory 2. That's something to look out for. That's why you rarely see double S's on this map. Yeah, seems like the lineup is gonna be Bubbleman, Bahamut, Doomsday, and Spook for the UK side. Gonna try their best for this map, but Raffus is back in the game for Poland, and so is Rock and Piggy.
All right. And with double time, these things are over really quick, so a single drop can be detrimental to either side. We actually see an early miss from Piggy, but because their overall accuracy is so much higher at this moment, oh, never mind. The score did switch over there to the United Kingdom, but it is very close. It's not by much.
Indeed, the lower accuracies are, the more worth combos are, and the lower combos are, the more worth accuracies are. But if both are low, how can you really decide the winner? Well, let's see and find out who's going to perform better.
Well, that drop from Doomsday definitely is not going to help too much.
Spook actually with a almost 98% accuracy, that is phenomenal.
Yeah, unfortunately, Dooms will find another drop there, but I do believe Wub also found a drop, which is going to keep the scores very close. They're actually flickering back and forth at this moment. It looks like Poland is in the lead, but then it goes back over to the UK. I don't know who's got it. It looks like the UK at this moment. There was a drop from another person, but unfortunately, I can't see the combos at the moment. It does look like
yeah, but Bubbleman and Spook are still both holding strong. That's the important part of this. The combos and the accuracy seem to be in UK's favor.
Oh, for sure. They've definitely increased the score drastically. There's no way they come back here again. It looks like we've seen yet again another point here, bringing this 4-3 in favor of the United Kingdom. It is going neck and neck, back and forth here.
Gonna highlight that Spook with the 97.61% accuracy. I mean, on the other side, you do have Rock, who also tried his best in terms of accuracy, but Spook pretty much is the double time player getting swapped into for this one. And I've got to commend him. You know, sometimes if you just play one map and you're the guy for this one map and you're getting swapped in, it's gonna be extremely hard to keep your nerves in check, because you got swapped in for this. You better perform, right? But
Very
Spook,
much so.
yeah, Spook has definitely showed up with seed shots. How do you feel about this match? The UK does have the lead, 4-3.
Oh man, it's a nail biter, dude. I mean, like, I want the United Kingdom to win, but at the same time, I know Poland's really got a good chance at taking this. And the UK, these matches are so close. There's not been like a crush from either side. They go back and forth. There's trades. There's points where one team's leading and the other team's not. It hasn't been like a one-sided battle at all. This entire match is like the definition of what you want to see in a tournament. Like, you want to see these long, grueling battles. You want to see like people get taken out of their comfort zones and still manage to come out on top. And that's absolutely astounding, how you can see how the United Kingdom and Poland are versing each other right now. And I hope this does go to tiebreaker. But if not, good show on both teams, whoever takes this away.
indeed. I mean, just looking at the players themselves, you might give the edge to Poland, and I would, if you just look at them through the rankings and looking, yeah, well, they played so many audio overseas, they should be really good. But the UK team has some untested members, and I mean, just look at Spook performing wonderfully, and the addition of Bubbleman and just the combination of Bubbleman, Bahamut, and Doomsday is enough for so many maps. They got so good and played in so many tournaments, got so much experience. They are ready for the OWC, and they might not be the highest ranked players or might not be higher ranked, but they are the better tournament players if they manage to win this. And the next map is going to be no more the free mod pick of CS2. Really interesting one though. CS2, something you won't really expect. The circle size is going to be really big, despite normal circle sizes. Comparing to that, is going to be CS4. And usual circle sizes for hard rock is around CS 5.2. So as the higher you go, the smaller the circles are, but the lower you go, the bigger they are. And circle size 2 is something you will never see in a hard map, unless you play weird maps like this. And this is gonna be really weird for your reading, and it's gonna mess some people up. And to add to that, we do have a free mod pick. So two people need to pick a mod. One of them can pick hard rock, so the circle size changes from 2 to 2.6, I believe. Still nowhere near the standard circle size 4 you see most of the time. But that's just something you have the possibility to do. But I don't think most people are gonna go hard rock because it is really tough in terms of streams. The streams change spacing and just direction quite a bit. Following with hard rock is really difficult. Getting the mods in, we do see Photonic with the hidden hard rock and Fraphis with the also the hidden hard rock. Ballman with the hard rock, Standard and Doomsday with the hidden. That is going to be the lineup for this one. Hidden hard rock isn't too much of a surprise, but the streams are going to be really tough. Also, the overall difficulty is going to be a little bit higher, so the hit window for these circles will be even tighter for those people with the hard rock. We do have a bit of a calm beginning, a few streams, but we're gonna get into the key time pretty soon with some nasty streams and some nasty triples actually coming in soon. Usually you might say, well, this is a really big circle size, and you're gonna be right, but this map has been mapped with the circle size in mind, so despite that, the distances of the jumps are a lot bigger than you would expect them to be in normal circle size maps. We do see some combos being held by Wolf and Raphis, Bobbleman as well throughout all these really hard streams. Doomsday and James like also supporting the UK lineup. It's gonna be 3 FCs against 2. Oh, Photonic's accuracy is tanking quite a bit, 91%, and that's gonna remove a lot of the 300,000 points of the accuracy portion of the score with 2 from him. Oh damn, we do see a lot of combos still being held. James like did finally miss, but Bubbleman and Doomsday holding strong. Wolf and Raphis as well. Advantage for the UK. But not anymore because of Witch Coup coming from behind with his hidden only. Surprisingly, actually, 3 people have a mod which did just completely escape my eyes, and the Witch Coup has shown up and supported for the last few points to be brought into Poland's favor. Once again, trading picks for both teams. So once again, Poland and UK trading picks, but now it's gonna be once again a question if the curse is gonna get broken or not. But just to highlight some people, Ref is the hidden hard rock SC. Great job by him. With a solid backup with the Nomad, Ballerman the hard rock SC, and Doomsday also the hidden FC with a few slider and mist is gonna be the FCs for this one. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough against Poland.
Yeah, Forrest, this is definitely the game of breaks. Hashtag game break.
Yeah, I can see. Well, sometimes the game is so exciting it might even break your client, but hopefully it's not gonna break the tournament players. And it's gonna be interesting. What are the UK gonna pick from now on? Really? Polish team is gonna answer with Resurrection Spell, a streamy 180 BPM map on circle size 5, so a rather small circle size. You would only expect to see with Hard Rock in combination. And approach at 10. So it's almost like playing with Hard Rock but not having hardware on. 180 BPM dev streams and a few jump patterns between the streams is gonna be this map in a nutshell.
Yeah, this one is going to be absolutely amazing. It's really anyone's game. I mean, it's went back and forth so much. There's literally, no matter who wins this, both teams went incredibly hard, harder than we've seen all day today. There's only 2 matches, and the other one was not as cool as we want to be. I'm sorry, Slane. But, like, unfortunately, but we're making up for it. As you can see, Poland and the United Kingdom, they're going head to head, and they don't want anyone to take victory over the other.
Indeed. Also, this is a good way to kind of test hard rock. But we did see that the UK did win on the hard rock-esque pick. Bubbleman showing up phenomenally, but this is going to be a rather stream-heavy map and not the single-tap heavy map of the hard rock we did see. The 180 BPM streams are commencing. We do see a few accuracy drops and the combo drop by Chainslide. Bad fingering, unfortunately. Pressing 2 buttons at the same time is gonna make you miss.
Yeah, Bubbleman also dropped about the same time as Wub as well. Ooh, Rock and Wub also finding double misses there. Same play. This could be the possible chance for the UK to bring that score back a little bit closer.
And this is the 1/3 part coming in, where you immediately need to switch to a lower BPM of streaming, and you can see a lot of accuracies dropping all across the board. Even Bahamut.
Oh, Bahamut dying, yeah, just flat out destroyed. He will be able to bring himself back up as the speed picks up, gets more in his comfort zone, as we could see there, but definitely a death in a tank to the accuracy like that is not something you really want to see happen.
Well, James Lang and Doomsday are holding phenomenally despite Bahamut's death. But he did revive, so unfortunately it's not gonna be permanent.
It does look like the United Kingdom was able to pull that ahead, though, even though we did see some accuracy tank from Bahamut. It looks like they're still holding pretty strong. The scores are very close, but there's not much left in the map, and they will be able to take this one, it looks like, as we get to the last star pattern here, and that big stream at the end with the finish. And it is going to be the United Kingdom taking that, getting to potential match point, guys. If Poland wins the next one, we will see a tiebreaker. It will be amazing.
Alright, so just to think about this for a second. Oceanus isn't gonna be a good pick in this case. It's too much of a lottery pick because you see so many people dying at the end. And it's pretty hard to hold with Hidden or Hard Rock in terms of combo. For the Nomads, we do see nothing left except for Euclid, which is also a little bit of a lottery. Because it is really slider heavy and it's gonna be pretty much a one-man carry for most teams in this tournament. I'd probably say the most likely pick is going to be Saigo by the UK team. I think that would be in line with what they are good at and what they won so far. But the jump picks were pretty much 50-50, so they might not really want to go for the Cider one. And might want to try to play the lottery because they do have the leeway and the opportunity to give up 1 point for the tiebreaker.
Oh man, that is savage, man. Apparently Bahamut had asked for a moment of time before the match started. And unfortunately, his cries went on deaf ears due to beverages.
Oh lord.
Oh man.
First I have to pay respect to Bahamut.
He still, was able to pull that ahead though. Definitely had some accuracy tankage there, but given the consideration that he was like, hey, I need a moment. Oh crap, no moment, gotta do it. He just had to do what he could.
Indeed, but the UK did weasel out this one and are indeed rivals, so they have to match point on the way, but it is really close. So the tiebreaker is just 1 point away. And it is going to be Nucleus, the lottery. A rather interesting map, for at least. It has a lot of focus on the sliders and how hard you have to follow these sliders in terms of speed and in terms of, in general, just timing as well. Because these sliders are really hard to hit on Scorby 2, especially because this slider head is going to be really important for your accuracy. You can expect 91 to 95% accuracies, and maybe 1 or 2 players who are performing phenomenally on this map at 97. That's what I'm gonna call. Plus, a full combo, this is 99% a win. I don't think anyone's really lost with a full combo, because I don't think there has been a single full combo yet on this map.
All right, this should be pretty interesting regardless. United Kingdom at match point, Poland knocking on the match point door, potential tiebreaker going down after this one. If the United Kingdom can prevent that, they will take a victory over Poland. If not, we will have to see how they handle the tiebreaker.
Indeed, and it seems like the lineup is going to be Bubbleman, Carthy, Changelag, and Doomsday. Bahamut opting to not want to play this map. Bahamut is more of the raw skill type of guy rather than these aim slider heavy maps. If there's a better alternative, he's definitely gonna step out and let his teammate take over for him. But that's gonna add even more pressure to Changelag and Carthy currently, because they got swapped in for this map, and people might expect some performances from them. But despite that, I believe they at least are gonna try their best for this one. A really long pick, slider heavy. Repeat sliders are deadly, and pretty much the beginning of the first half should be the most chill part of the entire map. You do have a few really spaced streams, so you can miss on them pretty easily, but the ending and the middle part is where things get really tough, because you have all these sliders and then these spaced streams, which are gonna make you miss a lot.
Yeah, drops here are going to be very deciding of who's going to take this victory away. James finding a miss. But it does look like at this moment the UK is currently in the lead.
And this is the part where you hope to build combo, because the later parts are getting even more intense.
I want to commentate, but at the same time, it's so close. I feel like anything I say could possibly... Oh, no, I'm done.
And now the hard part is gonna start. All these sliders coming in, all these spacing changes, and all of these really big spacings between the doubles.
Oh, there's just misses everywhere. I do believe Carthy, James and
But look at Doomsday.
Yeah, Doomsday's going incredibly hard here.
The only FC left, and if he's gonna hold his combo, that is gonna be the win for the UK side. I mean, the accuracy drops were across the board, but Carfi, the 89% accuracy currently, is making this a lot closer. But Doomsday currently is gonna increase the lead by quite a lot with a 1000 combo. Can he make it, and can he actually FC this map? It would be the performance of a lifetime.
It's looking like it, man.
But it's so easy to miss on every single node of it, because this map doesn't let go.
Oh my god. What are they feeding you, Doomsday? Oh, he did make a drop, but still, that's crazy impressive. One miss. Like, what are they feeding this guy? I feel like I cursed him now. I'm sad.
That was pretty much just Doomsday performing out of his mind. Like that is definitely something to highlight. You know, that's why I meant this map has a carry potential. Look at all these scores across the board. Nobody really has a huge amount of score, but then there's this one guy with the combo making the huge difference. Despite all odds, the Polish side does have to leave the tournament. I don't think, yeah, that was a losers bracket match, so they won't be left for the next matches to see. It was a great run by the Polish side, but the UK side just stepped up phenomenally and definitely have deserved this win.
Yeah, very impressive match there. That was a 10-round match, guys. That one really went the distance.
We did see some really good performances by Bellman, Doomsday, Bahamut, every player of the UK side stepping up, like Spook coming in with a double time pick and just FCing it with great accuracy. Just little things like that brought this UK team to win against Poland, which was easily a top 4 team, but now the UK is gonna take their place. They did find their opportunity to do so, and I hope they're gonna perform wonderfully for the next few rounds.